the last Ayu, because the prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, all these vayus are there. But prana vayu will get out, and slowly the other vayus also get out. But ultimately, the samana vayu will take the atma inside the body, which was living, which was cause for all kinds of activity, good, bad, and different, and all that, and then disappear, makes the body freed from completely free. That's what I also do it whenever somebody dies. For 10 days, people do the karmas. Now we are running the Pitrupakshas. On every day, on 15 days, Padhyami Amavasya, we have all creatures, all beings bequeathing the land and going elsewhere. We don't know where. But this is the day, these are all the days which are specifically marked in our Hindu calendar for Pitru Devatas. Therefore, this is what is called as Pitru Paksha. Mahalaya Amavasya we are going to merge into. Because Amavasyas, there we have got 12 Amavasyas, but on all Amavasyas we are doing Tarpana, Tithi, and all that necessary rite to please, to feed, to get blessings from Pitru Devatas. In fact, Pitru Ganas are there, 33 in number, not only Deva Ganas, but also there are Pitru Ganas. And all these Pitru Ganas who are there in Pitru Loka, that's what we come, they expect their respective wards living upon the earth to honor them, to give them food or to give them water, to give them some kind of gesture. And with tilam, actually every day people do tarpana with mere water, but only on Amavasya day they offer tarpana with tila, sesame. So with that, and on that Mahalaya Amavasya day, all Pitrus, indifferent to caste, color, creed, country, etc., all of them are active and they expect something from the living beings. And that's why on that day we do a lot of dedication and tarpanas and so many things on there. So Hiranya Shraddha they call it. So all these things will take place. So when the Mrityu strikes the body, the Atma and the Samana Vayu, they disappear from the body, leaving the body completely freed. And then that's why people burn the body. And on 10th day, as we see, we have got a rite called Dharmodakas, when all friends and relatives, whoever are connected, possible, they all go to the center and uh, and leave that Thirodakam to all them, saying that no more there is connection between the dead, between this Jiva, not active, and myself. We are all Jivas. So, we have got only two uh, things. One is Jiva and Preta. Jivas are all living beings, and Pretas are departed beings. So, that's what we call Bhuta. So, whatever Pretas are there, to them we have to please by remembering them. Minimum, I think we should all every day say, uh, देवेभ्यो नमः पितृभ्यो नमः पितृभ्यः स्वधा ಸೊ ನಮೋ ದೇವೇಭ್ಯೋ ಸ್ವಧಾ ಪಿತೃಭ್ಯೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ನರಸಿಂಹಾಚಾರ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಉಪನಿಷತ್, ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ವೇದ, ದಟ್ ನಮೋ ದೇವೇಭ್ಯ ಸ್ವಧಾ ಪಿತೃಭ್ಯ ಅಂತ. ಈವನ್ ಮಹಾನಾರಾಯಣ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಟು ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಈ ಪುರುಷ ಲೋಕಂ ಅತಿಕ್ರಾಮತಿ, so he will just transcend from this lokam. And mrityo rupani, so you don't know the mrityu, in what manner he strikes people. So rupa is the form. All people do not live in an orderly way. So that's why we always make a prayer, Narayana Smriti. Whenever you remember Narayana, and he will give you ultimate ending in a very comfortable way. That's why we make always the prayer, Sunayasena Maranam, Vinadainyena Jivanam, Vinadainyena Jivanam, Arahita Narayana Padapatmam Siddhyati. So we have to remember the Narayana. Vaidyo Narayano Harihi. So Yanagate Savayam Purusho Jayamanaha Sariram Abhisampadya Sampadhyamanaha Papmabihi Sagum Srujyate Sautkraman Briyamanaha Papano Vijahati. It's a beautiful statement. See, we have a plenitude of opportunity as long as we breathe our life upon this earth. When once we stop breathing, when we become deceased, when we leave the last breath, that is the end when we give up papam, when we give up punyam. So papam, punyam are both simultaneously deserted when body is not there. So when body is there, these two things. That's why he says saha utkraman. So as he is leaving the body, utkramati, that is living out once and for all. ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮ್ರಿಯಮಾಣಃ, ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಾಪ್ ಮನೋವಿಜಹಾತಿ ತಸ್ಯ ವಾ ಏತಸ್ಯ ಪುರುಷಸ್ಯ ದ್ವೇ ಏವ ಸ್ಥಾನೇ ಭವತಃ ಇದಂ ಪರಲೋಕಸ್ಥಾನಂ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ. He would be upon the earth and paraloka. And how many paralokas are there is always also pointed out in our Vedic texts by our rishis. And there is a lot of work done also in trying to extract and the names and the nature of respective lokas. So we have a wonderful book written by Dr. Hanta, a Holland University professor, and on lokas, as we revealed. And also the Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat, that is the vision of the Veda, put it just on the word Dhi. There was a lot of research done and explanations given. So there are great rishi like, need not be only in India, because land is everybody's ownership, whether it is country or that country or any country. But ಭೂಭಾಗಗಳು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿಬಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಭೂಭಾಗಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪೃಥಿವಿ. ಪೃಥಿವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಭೂಗೆ ಶಬ್ದ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಥನಾತ್ ಪೃಥಿವಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾಸ್ಕಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ವೈ ಡು ಯು ಕಾಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ಪೃಥಿವಿ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಥನ. ಪ್ರಥನ is spreading. So the earth is spreading. Even, see, you have got islands also, Dvipa and Dvipakalpa. Even in though the water is surrounding, there is 75% of water and 25% of land. This land is encircled by the three oceans, or Bharat, for example, or any country, three oceans encircle. Actually, there are four oceans which are encircling the land. Therefore, we take that fourth Samudra also into account every day when we do our Prabhara, mention our Prabhara, saying Chatussagara Varyantam Go Brahmanebhyaha Shubham Bhavatu. So, ಮೂರು ಸಾಗರಗಳೇ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಸಮುದ್ರಂ, Arabian Samudram, Bangala Khatam. So these are all the three rivers, I mean oceans, which we see in Bharat. But in other countries, we got Atlantic and Atlantic Sea and so Pacific Sea and all that. So seas also, there are several seas also there. But anyway, land ಅನ್ನೋದು ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಜಪಾನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಇದೆ. And Singapore is an island, like that. And even so, like that, we have islands, and Bali Islands, we call it. So when you go to that island living, it's good. But Bharat is not an island. It is a different one, a country. Anyways, like that, here we see Papmanaha Vijati, Vijahati. Jahati andre leave it. It's a positive. Vijahati andre, it's a superlative, meaning that there cannot be any more connections at all. ಏನೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ಷಟ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಂಕರರು ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಗುರುಗಳು ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾ 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 ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ನವಾದ ಇಸ್ ನೆಗೇಷನ್. ನ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ನ ಪಾಪಂ ನ ಶೀತಂ ನ ಉಷ್ಣಂ, ನೋ 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 ನೋ. ಕಿಂ ದೆನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೆನ್? ಚಿದಾನಂದರೂಪ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದಟ್ ಶಿವ ಅಹಂ, ಬಟ್ ಚಿದಾನಂದ ರೂಪ. Because what is the form? That it is Chidananda, is an abstract. See, Anandam is abstract. You can only experience the bliss. You cannot see Anandam. Therefore, tasya va etasya purushasya dhyayeva sthane bhavatah idam cha paralokasthanam cha sandhyam trutiyagam swapnasthanam tasmin sandhye स्थाने तिष्ठन् एते उभे स्थाने पश्यति इदं च परलोकस्थानं च अथा यथा क्रमोऽयं परलोकस्थाने भवति तमाक्रमम् आक्रम्य उभयान् पाप्मनः आनन्दागुंश्च पश्यति स यत्र प्रस्वपितस्य लोकस्य सर्वावतो मात्रामपादाय स्वयं विहत्य स्वयं निर्माय स्वेन भासा स्वेन ज्योतिषा प्रस्वपिते अत्रायं पुरुषः स्वयं ज्योतिर्भवति. ನೋಡಿದ್ರ, ನಾವು ಅಗೇನ್ ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ and Janaka Maharaja come into the dialogue. Ultimately, when is this Purusha is going to be or growing to be an independent Jyoti? So, our independent Jyoti is called as Swayam Jyoti. ಆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಾರಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಹಾನಾರಾಯಣ ಉಪನಿಷತ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ admixture of ideas or concepts, and not only that, the same concepts but being explained, defined, explained and discussed, and increasing the knowledge of Vedanta. Vedanta has got three important texts which they are called as ಪ್ರಸ್ಥಾನತ್ರಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಸ್ಥಾನತ್ರಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತು, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರ ಭಾಷ್ಯಗಳು. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರ, ಈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿರುವ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ವೇದಾಂತ ವ್ಯಾಸ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ. ಈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರುವ ಥಿಯರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಗುಡ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಯೂಟ್. ಆ ಪರ್ಸ್ಯೂಟಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಶಂಕರ, ರಾಮಾನುಜ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಧ್ವಾಚಾರ್ಯಾಸ್, ಮತತ್ರಯಾಚಾರ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಟು formulate the pathways for the moksha. So Shankaracharya said it is Advaitam, and Visishtadvaitam by Ramanujacharya of 10th century AD, and Shankara date is around 8th century AD. Though the date of Shankara is not fixed, is a controversial one, but still people have done research on the date of Shankara, the contribution of Shankaracharya, and all that. In fact, I know one person who worked under Dr. R.D. Karmarkar, a great scholar, on Shankaracharya and produced thesis on Shankaradvaita and dating and all that. And so, anyway, here ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ Purusha becomes Swayam Jyotihi Bhavati. And when once he becomes a Swayam Jyoti, ಸ್ವಯಂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಭವತಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನ ತತ್ರ ರಥಾ ನಥ ಯೋಗ ನ ಪಂಥಾನೋ ಭವಂತಿ ಅಥಾನ್ ರಥಯೋಗಾನ್ ಪತಃ ಸೃಜತೆ ನ ತತ್ರ ಆನಂದಾ ಮುದಃ ಪ್ರಮುದೋ ಭವಂತಿ ಅಥಾನಂದಾನ್ ಮುದಃ ಪ್ರಮುದಃ ಸೃಜತೆ ನ ತತ್ರ ವೇಷಾಂತಾಃ पुष्करिण्यः स्रवन्त्यो भवन्ति अथ वेशान्तान् पुष्करिणः स्रवन्तीः Srujate sahi karta tadete sloka bhavanti. So, ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ, ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಈ ಜೀವ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ will not be there, but you create all that what you have memories and make it ultimately a source for the ananda. Actually, long weeks back, when we started this Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad sessions, we spent good time to try to understand. But because we are going almost to the ending of this particular idea, then ultimately what is, of course, I want to revise another 1 or 2 classes so that refreshing. You cannot say that I have covered or I have mastered and I have total knowledge and understanding of the Upanishads. It is just a misnomer. Because if you know, oh, I read all Upanishads, I know what is Upanishad. I don't think it is truthful. I know Upanishad because Brahma is the topic. Sarvam Brahma, Brahmaiva. See, and in the Apyayantu, see, Brahmaupanishadam. So everything is talking about great things. Because what things we have are all jujubi and they are experienceable, visible. But we have so many things which are invisible. That's why in a laboratory, a botanist or a zoologist or any other scientist, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, he will try to use microscope or so many lenses he will keep to try to dive deep into the minutest things. Because anoraniyan mahato mahiyan atma guhayam nihitosya jantoho. So atma guhayam nihitosya jantoho. So ಈ atma is a guha. So atma guhayam nihitaha means, see, the atma guha generally will be dark, but still you should find light in that. There are so many yogins, tapasvijana, who always prefer to stay inside the guha and do meditation and all that. In fact, when you go to Bhubaneswar or some such areas, such specified areas, we have got Bruhaspati Gruha, Vyasa Gruha, and so on. So many places we have got Guha. Even when you go to Hampi, why do you go far? In Karnataka, when you go to Hampi, there also Guhas are there. And where the Vanaras, Kishkindha we called it. So Vanaras, Vanaras lived in Kishkindha, and that the Kishkindha Varnana is there also. హలో, మీరు క్లాస్ జాయిన్ అవ్వండి, తర్వాత మాట్లాడతాను. క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాం, చూడాలని మీ కన్సర్న్ కదండి. సో గుహాయాం నిహితః అస్య జంతోః. So all rishis have done great deal of penance inside the caves. They are dark, but Atma Jyoti that these great people have got, that will be the light for them. Beautiful description you find in the Sundarakanda of Ramayana, written by Valmiki Maharshi, and there he talks about the Swayam Prabha Guhe, wherein Anjaneya, Jambavan, and all Vanara troops, they entered the Guha and they lost track, but they were so bold and courageous that they proceeded. Ultimately, they found the Swayam Prabha's palace inside, full of light, luster, and Jyoti, because these people have had Jyoti in them, Swayam Jyoti, and that Jyoti outside they were able to see and contact Swayam Prabha. That story goes like that. That's why Mahanarayana Upanishad tells that, ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, Ardram jwalati jyotirhamasmi aham koham. Koham, when Shankaracharya puts a question, koham kastvam koham kuta yataha tadiha chintaya bhrajaha bhrataha bhaja govindam. He just tries to question koham kastvam kuta yataha. This is what is the investigation exposed and discussed in all Upanishads. We think that we have always the pravara. That's why we always mention our pravara. That is our dog belt. See, the companies, when you join one or the other, they try to give you dog belts and some uniform, some companies. Why? To recognize you. And in fact, if at all you want to enter the company office or building, the dog belt you have to show to that, then only the door opens. It is such a security, I have seen, so much security for the building that only employees or other people who are permitted, then only they can enter the inside the building. So you cannot, it is not like in India, in olden days, we could just go and then sit in our office directly because office doors were open. But here it is not like that. Modern technology and all that so developed that it is life became complicated, and you have to learn a lot to be able to be comfortable and access yourself to many things. We can't help. That is all the improvement of the human intelligence. And also more and more artificial intelligence also is a plus for that. Ultimately, life has become really difficult. You know, if you don't have a mobile in your hand and also know well how to operate the mobile and get all the depths and conveniences, you are nobody at all. You cannot move an inch. That's how the situation has come up. In fact, I could realize because we are all older people, we have had a free life in our places and we had no difficulty. Just get down from the airport, take an auto rickshaw or some other conveyance, go to the conference venue, directly go to the reception counter and get into the hall. This is not now possible. So here you observe that the Swayam Jyoti was all that. The Swayam Jyoti again, and this when you are living, as you go to sleep, you are always experiencing two stages. In between, we have got what is called a Sandhya. In fact, on 29th, we have got a beautiful talk by Arvind Rao. I have already placed that flyer and invitation to all of you. Don't miss these lectures. They are really very useful to you. You will not get, you see, a scholar who has to speak to you for 1 hour, he must have worked a lot before. That you should know that. You see, it is easy to spend our life easily, but hard to make the life a distinguished one. ದೇವರು ಕಣ್ಣು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಣ್ಣು ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ನೋಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾವುದು ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದು ನೋಡಬಾರದು, ಯಾವುದು ಇದು ಅದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಮೂವ್ಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದಿ ಫಲ್ಕ್ರಮ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ಬಿಂದು ಮನೋಬುದ್ಧಿ ಮಯ್ಯರ್ಪಿತ ಮನೋಬುದ್ಧಿ ಯೋಗಿ ಭವ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಯುದ್ಧಸ್ವಾರ್ಜನ ಅರ್ಜುನ samatvam yoga uchyate. So you observe all these statements and instructions regarding the yogic formations that Krishna gave, because he is a Yogeshwareshwara. If Arjuna is Yogeshwara and Krishna is Yogeshwareshwara. So yatra Yogeshwara Krishno yatra partho dhanurdhara anta. ಯೋಗೀಶ್ವರಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಯೋಗೀಶ್ವರೇಶ್ವರಾಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಈವನ್ ಗಣಪತಿ ಅಥರ್ವ ಶೀರ್ಷ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಸಯೋಗಿ ಯೋಗಿನಾಂ ವರಹ ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ಗಣಪತಿಯನ್ನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಉಪಾಸನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಸಯೋಗಿ ಯೋಗಿನಾಂ ವರಹ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಯೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಯೋಗಿನಾಂ ವರಹ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಮೀಟ್ for this class for some 1 or 2 sessions more. I will try to revise how you are journeying in the Munikanda section of this Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad, because there are 6 divisions of this Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad, and the 4th division is the Munikanda. First of all, it talks about the Yagnam, Aswamedha Yaga, and Aswamedha Kanda, Dinda, down we come, but we get to know so much because Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad is really all-round Upanishad which will have a touch upon many concepts of Vedanta. ಈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರಗಳು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಇವನ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಾಷ್ಯ ಅಂತ, ಶಂಕರ ಭಾಷ್ಯ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಮಧ್ವಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟ್ರೈಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಮಧ್ವಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಈಸ್ ಎ ಜಿಮ್ನಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಎ ರೆಸಲರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗರ್. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ he has made, as the history tells, I think, he made 2 trips to Vyasa Bhagavan's den in Himalayas, and he got some of these sutras explained that could be interpreted for the Dvaita system of philosophy. Our ಈ ಮತಾಚಾರಿಗಳು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ ಅನುಚಾರಿಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಯಾ ಥಿಯರೀಸನ್ನು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಜನರನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿಷ್ಣುವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೋ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಆಹಾರ ನಿದ್ರಾ ಭಯ ಮೈಥುನಂ ಸಮಾನಂ ಅಂತ. ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ to utilize the human birth because of all the births, Manava Janma is simply superior. Uttamam Manusham Janma anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲೇ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗಾಡ್ ದೇ ಇಂಟರ್ಪೋಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ now I am coming to the page number 92 because in Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad we have got only 4 pages. And I am in the 94, the 3rd page also, where we have also examined the Anandas. Actually, who is Anandi? Anandi Bhavati antare. Anandi, even Anandi is a complement or epithet for Vishnu. And so the Ananda of Vishnu is absolutely, definitely different, more and higher than the Ananda that all people experience. That all people, in the sense that Manushananda, Gandharvananda, Pitru Ananda, then Deva Ananda, Karma Devanam Ananda, Ajana Devanam Ananda, and Apsaranam Ananda, and Yakshanam Ananda, and ultimately Prajapati Ananda, Prajapati Aloka Ananda, and ultimately all that is Srotriyasya Chakamaha Tasya. In Mahanarana Upanishad, that Rishi has much spoken about Srotriyasya Chakamaha Tasya. So Srotriya Akama Hatasya. So that is a positive. So Anta Srotriyo, and moreover, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ, ಪ್ರಜಾಪತಿ ಲೋಕಾನಂದ ಸ ಏಕೋ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಲೋಕಾನಂದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಲೋಕಾನಂದನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಆನಂದ ಮೀಮಾಂಸಾ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಿಗ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೆಷರ್ ದಿ ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆನಂದ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆನಂದ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕೇಲಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಡನ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನಂದ, ಬಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಕೇಲಿಂಗ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಏನದು Brahmananda. Even Brahmananda also is different, is one compared to the Brahmalokananda. Brahmanike matra ananda idre, that is individualized. But ಆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡೋರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಮಾನವಾದ ಆನಂದ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಲೋಕ ಆರ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. That kind of feeling is our tinge is being introduced to us, especially when people come and do the Punyavachanam. Punyavachana ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಓಂ ಪುಣ್ಯಾಹಮಿತಿ ಭವಂತೋ ಬ್ರುವಂತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಪುಣ್ಯಾಹಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆವಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಆ ಪುಣ್ಯಾಹವಾಚನ ಕ್ರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರುವ ಬಂದಿರುವ ಸೇರಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರೂಪಿಗಳೇ. ಸರ್ವಂ ವೈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮ ವೈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತ್ವಂ ವೈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸರ್ವಂ ವೈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾತ್ಮನ ಸ್ಥೀಯತಾಂ ಸರ್ವಾತ್ಮನ ಸ್ಥೀಯತಾಂ. Well, these are all the wonderful Vedantic statements which will attribute as an attribute, which as an elevation for the human beings. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ human beings are wasting a lot of time in acquiring more and more sinful acts and achievements. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ತಿರುಪತಿ ಲಡ್ಡನ್ನೇ ಕರಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆ ತರಹ ಮಾಡಿದಾನಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪಾಪಂ. And it is such a, all bhaktas, only Venkatramana Swami should take care of that. Because he is a witness for all that. Let us no comments. So hange illi parama brahmalokaha samraditi hovacha yajnavalkyaha. So brahmalokaha samrat. You know, if there are people, people are all called as Visha. So a Visha is there and Vishampati is there. Vishampati and the Raja. So, yake andre, any king can occupy the throne only when people vote for him. Otherwise, nobody can grab that. If at all be grabbing, it will not be, he will be dethroned. So that's why voting is important. So adanna nama democratic situation. Democratic demography, all people must vote, and highest votes he becomes the leader. So that's why in Yajurveda we have got the statement Visi Raja Pratisthitaha. So where is this Raja established or becoming famous and working lot? Only because of the people. So that's why Brahmalokanandaha anta. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾಣಕ್ಯರವರು ಅವರ ಅರ್ಥಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ king is giving salary to all people whoever are employed. But now the question comes up, he answers. Who gives salary for the king? The answer he gave was, people pay salary for the king by virtue of the taxation and other means, all of them. So whatever salary that the king receives, he filled up in the treasury, and that treasury, dhanagara, the duddu, it has to be used for the benefit of the people, for making one or the other comfort and convenience and all that. So that's why here Brahmalokaha samraditi hovacha yajnavalkyaha, and therefore soham bhagavate sahasram dadami uta urdhvam ata urdhvam vimuchayaiva bruhiti. So yavaga ultimate stage hogidivo, then why are you trying to make such kind of climbing of the ladder of Ananda? So Ananda is also a ladder. Adu one by one. Similarly, it is like Kundalini Yoga also. Even a Kundalini Shakti, highly powerful potential one. And where Amavaru is there at the Mooladhara, and Mooladharadalliruva Amavaranna, Lalita Parameswariyanna, Mooladhare sthito nityam anta. Mooladhara ekanalaya namo namaha. ಆ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರದಿಂದ ಷಟ್ಚಕ್ರೋಪರಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥಿತಾಯೈ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ. ಉಪರಿ ಚಕ್ರ ಇದು ಸಹಸ್ರಾರ ಚಕ್ರ. ಆ ಸಹಸ್ರಾರ ಚಕ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವನಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸಹಸ್ರಾರ ಸರೋಜಾತ ವಾಸಿತಾಯೈ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ she will be joined with Shakti Shiva, and she is Shakti, and that unison is called as Shiva Shakti Ekaswarupini Lalitamba. And again, Shankaracharya has missed to make commentary on Lalita Sahasranam. Therefore, what he does is, he tries to start his Saundarya Lahari with the last name attributed to Devi Lalita. Shivasaktya yukto yadi bhavati shakta prabhavitum nache devam devaha nakalu kusalaha spanditumapi. ಅತಸ್ತ್ವಾಮಾರಾಧ್ಯಾಂ ಪ್ರಣಂತುಂ ಸ್ತೋತುಂ ವಾ ಕುಸಿದ ಪುಣ್ಯೇನ ಭವತಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಲೋಕ ಸಮ್ರಾಟ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಮೇಧಾವಿ ರಾಜ ಸರ್ವೇಭ್ಯೋ ಮಾಂ ತೇಭ್ಯಃ ಉದರೌತ್ಸೀದತಿ ಸೀದತಿ ಸೀತ್ ಉದರೌತ್ಸೀತ್ ಇತಿ is also quotation. Yajnavalkya and all these rishis are interdependent rishis. No rishi is independent. No man is independent. No God is independent. See, for example, when you talk about Surya Bhagavan, the same thing. Asatyena rajasa vartamano nivesayan amrutam martyancha hiranyayena sabita rathena yati bhuvana vipasyanno. Immediately, agnim dutam vrunimahe hotaram vishvavedasam asya yagnasya sukrutam ಕದ್ರುದ್ರಾಯ ಪ್ರಚೇತಸೆ. ಈ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ you understand everybody is intertwined, interdependent. That's why we call it internet. ನೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನೋ, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ನೆಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಟ್ಟು ಒಂದಾದರೆ ಅದು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ವೈಫೈ ಅಂತೀರಿ. ಆ ವೈಫೈ ಈಗ 1967 or 8 or somewhere, the Wi-Fi, I mean, computer came into being in 60s, and Wi-Fi has been done in California. And our Charan Singh was telling, he was one of the team members responsible for introducing or launching the Wi-Fi. Anyway, ಹಾಗೆ ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಏನು ಮಾಡ ಸರ್ವಂತೇಭ್ಯ ಉದರೌತ್ ಸೀದಿತಿ ಸೀತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಸೆಟಲ್ ಡೌನ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾರಂದರೆ ಮೇಧಾವಿ ರಾಜ. ಇವಾಗ ಜನಕ ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಶರಥ ಆರ್ ಹರಿಶ್ಚಂದ್ರ ಆರ್ ಎನಿವೆ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಭಾರತ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನಂದರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮೂವರ್ಸ್, but they are interloka movers, interloka contacts. So gods used to be friendly with the human chakravartis, and they used to commend the help of the human kings, Pururavas, Dushyanta, and so these are all some of the great chakravartis of India. That's why even today we call Bharat as Chakravarti Kshetram. Anyway, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಏತಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಸ್ವಪ್ನಾಂತೆ ರತ್ವಾ ಚರಿತ್ವಾ ದೃಷ್ಟ್ವಾ ಏವ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ಪಾಪಂ ಚ ಪುನಃ ಪ್ರತಿನ್ಯಾಯಂ ಪ್ರತಿಯೋನ್ಯಾ ದ್ರವತಿ ಬುದ್ಧಾಂತಾಯೈವ. ಈ ಬುದ್ಧಾಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೀಚ್ ದಿ ಕಲ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬುದ್ಧತ್ವಂ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಗೌತಮ ಬುದ್ಧ ಅಂತ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬುದ್ಧ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ನಾವು, Gautama Buddha ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Gautama was the original name for him, and that Gautama has taken that Buddhatvam awakened, and he has postulated all that. So Buddhanta yaiva. Who is Buddha? Nitya Buddha Niravajya. ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧತ್ವವನ್ನು ಆಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಬುದ್ಧತ್ವ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಆಗದೇ ಇರುವಾಗ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಡೌನ್ ಟು ದ ಲೋಕ ವೇರ್ ಅಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಅವರ್ ಬುದ್ಧತ್ವ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಟ್. ಪೂರ್ಣಮದಃ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಿದಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಾತ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಮುದಚ್ಯತೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಸ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಾದಾಯ ಪೂರ್ಣ. ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಪೂರ್ಣಮೇವಾವಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ ಕಿಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಂ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬುದ್ಧತ್ವಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಂ ಬುದ್ಧಾಂತತ್ವಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಂ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಾಂತತ್ವ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್, ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ವೇಕ್ಫುಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಬುದ್ಧಾಂತಂ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್. ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ತದ್ ಯಥಾ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಋಷಿಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಲೂಸಿಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥವಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಋಷಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗೋ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ IQ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ IQ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ದೇ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಮೆಷರ್ ದಿ IQ. ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ for PhD in Pune University, psychology departments came to research students, select students, and in order to take readings of the IQ of the respective research students pursuing the PhD degree and beyond in different faculties of the university. It was very interesting. They came to us also, and why I am telling is it's my experience that psychology students coming trying to get the mark of our IQ. So Buddha yatha engandre susamahitam utsarjatu ya deva evayagum sharira atma pragnena atmana anvarudha utsarjan yati yatra etatu ಊರ್ಧ್ವ ಉಚ್ಛ್ವಾಸಿ ಭವತಿ. ಊರ್ಧ್ವ ಉಚ್ಛ್ವಾಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. So urdhvochvasi is, it has got its own different meanings. That's why we make first name for Lord Rudra is Om Urdhvaya Namaha, Om Urdhvalingaya Namaha, Om Sarvaya Namaha, Sarvalingaya Namaha. So 11 names are there. Simply every day with great speed we say Om Sivaya Namaha, Sivalingaya Namaha, and Atmaya Namaha, Atmalingaya Namaha, Paramaya Namaha, Paramalingaya Namaha. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಶಿವನ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ವಿ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ if you dive deep into the meaning analysis, that's what is a linguistic analysis. Already we have got a sample of the linguistic analysis of Rama and Sita done by our Aswin from London. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೀವು ಓದಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಐ ವಿಶ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ spend some time how the word Rama name has been chosen for that boy born, Vishnu born as a boy by Vasishtha Maharshi, and Sita by that Janaka Maharaja. So ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಡೀಪರ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Similarly, when Garga Mahamuni casually visited the Nanda Gopa house, that boy, there were two small boys waiting for Namakarana Mahotsavam. Just at that time, Garga Mahamuni himself visited that Nanda Gruha, and then he said, give me, I just try to give name, Namakarana Mahotsava Martini. And he just gave for that Krishna Shabda for the boy, and his brother, elderly brother, he said, Rama, we have already Rama Shabda, which has got so much of significance, and Bala is the epithet for that. So he became Balarama, Krishna Balaramas. They are the two brothers who worked heaven and wonders in the entire Mahabharata and all that. So ಆ ತರಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯತ್ರ ಏತದ್ ಊರ್ಧ್ವೋಚ್ಛ್ವಾಸಿ ಭವತಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯತ್ರ ಅಯಂ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ I would be able to complete. So I'm just thankful to the Saraswati and all Veda Devatas to be able to help me to try to dive deep and try to get some new ideas which I do not know myself ordinarily. Thank you very much. Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahabhijyankaravavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरिः ओम तत्सत्। सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। श्रीवासुदेवार्पणमस्तु। श्रीवेदपुरुषाशीर्वादोऽस्तु। ओम श्री मातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु। ओम तत्सत्।